In 1993, the very first film based on a video game was released. And for better or worse, that movie would basically determine how Hollywood would perceive video game adaptations for the next generation, or for the next 30 years. When Super Mario Bros. In '93 was released, it was considered a box office bomb. And it was so bad that it stopped Nintendo from releasing another film for the next 30 years. But it didn't only put a bad taste in Nintendo's mouth for what a film should be, it also put a bad taste in Hollywood's mouth for what video game adaptations should look like. But believe it or not, there's actually quite a few similarities between the two films, the '93 version and the new one. Today, let's dive into some of those similarities and discuss why the new one was accepted with such open arms versus why the old one was, well, hated. This video is going to be broken down into 3 parts: characters, plot, and the use of visual effects to tell the story. First, let's get into the characters. Both films feature a rich cast of beloved characters from Super Mario Bros. Franchise. While the character interpretations may differ, since the '93 version is, well, radically different, the essence of the characters still kind of remains intact. Let's take a look at some of those similarities. Well, obviously, we're going to kick off with Mario and Luigi. In both films, they're plumbers. In both versions, they possess kind of the same characteristics and traits. Mario is portrayed as being brave and determined, and Luigi is lighthearted and he's extremely loyal to his brother. The actors in each film bring their unique interpretations, but the essence of the characters still shines through. Hey guys, really quick, if you're new here and enjoyed this kind of content, remember to hit that like button and subscribe to get more videos just like this one. Now moving on to Princess Peach. In the old movie, Princess Peach was kind of a damsel in distress type. Now in the new movie, and spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the new movie, I suggest you turn away. In the new movie, she isn't a damsel in distress necessarily, not until maybe one moment where she needed kind of saving. Now, in the original movie, in the '93 version, she also stood up to King Koopa, but she just couldn't take him on, and that's where the Mario Brothers came in and saved the day. If you remember in the new Mario Brothers movie, Mario's whole goal and plot is driven by him wanting to do a couple things. The first thing was to prove to his family his worth, and the second thing was to save his brother. But then the bigger picture came clear. It's not just about him being brave and strong for his family, or even just saving his brother. He needs to save an entire kingdom, the Mushroom Kingdom. And for Princess Peach, although the character development might differ slightly from both films, the highlights of her importance in the Mario universe is definitely there. And moving on to Bowser and Toad. Bowser in the original film is sort of a president, and obviously he's the antagonist in the Mario Brothers games. He's the antagonist in both these movies as well. And while he does want to rule the Mushroom Kingdom, his main thing is kind of to just marry Princess Peach. However, since he is the antagonist, his menacing presence is definitely there in both films. And again, while the depiction may vary, the essence of Bowser as the iconic villain is definitely recognizable in both movies. And while Toad looks incredibly different in both films, he does still take on a semi-sidekick role in the '93 film, as he does in this film. Now there's loads and loads of more characters, but without diving into all of them, let's just move on to the plot. Beyond the characters, the plot is another place where the two films share some similarities. Both films feature the Mushroom Kingdom. While they look radically different, they are still definitely the Mushroom Kingdom. But the first film kind of takes it in a different tone. It is still vibrant, but in a dark, mysterious kind of way. The exploration of these universes serves as the backdrop for the adventure that unfolds in both films. The movies open up in New York. The same thing happens in both films, with the brothers being in New York and then finding their way to the Mushroom Kingdom. And then interestingly, the movie also wraps up in New York, which was insane. I actually laughed in the theater when I seen that because I thought it was so similar to the original film where they go back to New York and, well, the monkey scene takes place. And obviously saving someone. While the stakes are a little bit greater in this one, as Mario has to save Luigi and then Princess and then ultimately the Mushroom Kingdom, in both films there is a presence of saving Princess Peach and her friends, and actually Mushroom Kingdom from this evil ruler known as King Koopa. And lastly, let's move on to visual effects, special effects, and even practical effects. Specifically, let's look at how both films brought to life the Mushroom Kingdom while using visual effects and special effects. In the '93 film, special effects or practical effects were used to bring the Mushroom Kingdom to life. From elaborate sets and costumes to animatronics, the film's VFX blended seamlessly with the live-action element, creating a tangible and immersive experience. However, those visual effects are a bit dated as they were a little heavy-handed, and if you know anything about the production of Super Mario Bros. The film in '93, well, you know it was absolutely chaotic. With the new film, Super Mario Bros. Takes advantage of the advancements in CGI and animation, delivering stunning visuals. Through computer-generated imagery, we see vibrant landscapes, fantastical creatures, and high-octane action sequences. Let's not forget about what happened in the Mario Kart sequence. And with all of these advancements, it immerses the audience in this fantastic world that these characters, Mario, Luigi, Peach, Toad, need to find their way through. While the critics may not agree about the new Mario Bros. Film, one thing you can't deny, it is absolutely beautiful. And while the '93 film wasn't accepted by audiences or critics alike, you cannot deny and you have to admire everything that they were trying to achieve. Both films actually had a surprisingly similar plot, which is okay because Super Mario Bros. At its core is a simple story, and both films employ visual effects to transport us into the Mushroom Kingdom, while one did it in a way that was totally unexpected, and the other did it in a way that we were really waiting for. And alright guys, that is it for this video. That was my real perspective. I'd love to hear yours. What are your thoughts on the original Super Mario Bros. Movie? What did you think of the new one? Do you think they're similar? Sound off below and let's talk about it. And remember, if you enjoyed this video, to hit that like button and subscribe to get more just like it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.